Welcome back to the channel Football Enthusiast. Today we are diving into the world of football to witness a historic matchup between two football greats. We're talking about Real Madrid taking on Manchester City in the prestigious UEFA Champions League quarterfinals. We have been enjoying this tie in recent years. Real Madrid is looking to get the better of Manchester City this time around, with the first leg being in Madrid. Both teams have made some changes in their squad since the last time they met. That's last season. Let's dive into this. Real Madrid has been unable to replace a guy like Benzema at center forward, but the signing of Jude Bellingham has actually helped them. He scored 4 goals, 4 assists in the UEFA Champions League. He scored 20 goals in La Liga and 9 assists. However, the biggest storyline for Real Madrid going into this tie would be Courtois. Real Madrid was hoping to get back Courtois, who has been injured for a long time. He re-injured himself during training and he'll be missing. We know the importance of Courtois in recent years. During this tie, he made some great saves in the game that took place in Madrid and also made some important saves in their away defeat 4-0. He will be missing this time around. That will be huge for Real Madrid. Real Madrid has also been dealing with defensive issues, injuries in the defense. Militao, Alaba, Rudiger just came back, and Tchouaméni has been playing in that central defense. But as we do expect, they have a large team, so they can deal with that. Now, I do believe Real Madrid must take a lead into Manchester City if they look to knock out Manchester City. Their last tie against Leipzig was scrappy. It wasn't convincing enough, although Real Madrid knocked out Leipzig. Rodrigo could be key in this game, attacking the left-hand side of that Manchester City defense. It's been problematic with Ake and Gvardiol, and without Grealish helping to defend on that side. The likes of Doku do not have the same defensive impact as Grealish, although offensively he's been good. But as Pep remarked earlier this week, he said he wants Doku to be able to see that last pass, finding a player like Haaland in the box. So that is an area Real Madrid must exploit and dominate. With players like Cruz, Camavinga, and Valverde, Real Madrid can outwork Manchester City in that midfield. We've seen Liverpool do that in the EPL. City has also been vulnerable without Grealish, who has been injured. Defensively, Grealish has been really good. Doku, Nunez, Kovacic have not the same impact coming into Manchester City. They are yet to adapt to the play style of Manchester City. Thus, we haven't seen the same dominance from Manchester City as last year. I mean, the skill set of these players I just named are totally different from that of Mahrez and Gundogan, who are good ball handlers and can actually create a lot of mismatches. Manchester City, on the other hand, has not been able to replace players like Mahrez and Gundogan. Without these two, we haven't seen the same dominance from City. That has also impacted their defense. Losing balls in the midfield, they have been exposed to counterattacks, and we have seen City concede more goals as a result of that. Meanwhile, Manchester City must activate Haaland. Despite long layoff due to injury, he still tops goal scoring charts in the EPL and in the Champions League. Now, De Bruyne has been the player to connect better than any other Manchester City player with Haaland. Pep has spoken about Doku's final passes, and we have also seen guys like Alvarez play behind the striker, and Foden try to connect with Haaland. Should they beat Real Madrid? Because Real Madrid is one of the teams with the most block balls in the box. They need to find a big dominant player like Haaland who can score in tight spaces. I mean, that's one of the keys because those spaces will basically not be there, especially when they play in Madrid. On the other hand, I think a player like Vinicius also needs to come out. Last season in Manchester, he was taken out by Kyle Walker. His speed was irrelevant in front of the fastest defender in football, which is Kyle Walker. Vinicius must look to operate in tight spaces, do different things, try to connect with Jude Bellingham. That's the only way Real Madrid will overcome Manchester City. Another key player that I think has benefited from the long layoff of De Bruyne is Foden. He's been able to carry Manchester City, playing in that number 10 position, playing behind the strikers, dropping into the midfield. He has actually progressed from last year's Champions League, and we see a mature player, experienced, a player that can do it all. So Foden must come out and take the game in his hands, especially if De Bruyne is not 100%. We know he's just coming back from injury. Another player that will be missing for Manchester City is the goalkeeper, Edison. Now, here is my opinion on who goes through after both ties. We shall not see the same dominance of Manchester City as in last season. However, I think Manchester City has what it takes to overcome Real Madrid. So my money is on Manchester City. Here are some interesting stats from both teams. City has won 8 games, Real Madrid 7. City has scored 24 goals, conceded 9. Real Madrid 18 goals, conceded 8. Ball possession for Manchester City is at 70%, while Real Madrid at 57. Passing accuracy 94 for Manchester City and 92 for Real Madrid. Now, thanks for watching 90 in 5 by True Lion.